there?
It just went 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow.
Wow. What happened to the song? I normally get to dance, Grayden. You've just added 5 seconds to the show, and I may not have enough content now.
Are we going to have to scrounge for some content? Well, then we're going to have to rely on our viewership.
Yes, to ask us good questions so that because the song wasn't on there, or if someone would like to sing the song by typing it.
Yep. Yeah, I guess they changed the layout a little bit here, and I hit this other button.
We're doing just a Joe and Grayden show again tonight, and we were sitting here talking to each other while we push buttons, which is never a good thing.
Always dangerous. Yes, always dangerous.
Yes. Well, hi everybody, it's Mayor's Update. I'm Mayor Joe, and this is Grayden, and we've got lots to cover tonight. Again, a summer week that is busy. It's been quite busy in town, and we all know that Monday night we had the vigil for Aiden.
Mm-hmm.
And what a good crowd on in St. Thomas, and a number of red balloons around town was just heartwarming. It was
incredible.
I spoke and said, we all lost a little bit of our heart, but this many people being involved in helping each other helps build our community back. And so I think it's right. And I know funeral was yesterday, and we're moving along now into the future. But sad start to the week. But today, seniors picnic was today at Pinafore Park. I did not get a chance to run through the splash pad in my Speedo.
Every year I'm all excited for it, and it never happens. It never happens.
Were you out there filming today? Because that maybe if you were, you would have. No, I'm just kidding. You and I have both had
one day
exceptionally busy days.
Yeah.
And so I'm so pleased to be sitting down just doing Mayor's Update, talking about the great things in St. Thomas. But boy, the work right now with the building of our new industrial facility has been like full time for all of us here at St. Thomas, and so lots to do.
And there's some exciting news, really exciting news that I've been a part of. I wish I could share. I can share it next week, so you're gonna have to tune in for next week.
Yes,
and find out some stuff about the site that we're going to be able to share.
And what we can now, new things we can share with you about some of the layout, perhaps, or what else is new that's happening out there. And really
all the incredible amount of work that's been put in by everybody out there.
It's all hands on deck all day long, and then we go, what else could we have got done? It really is that type of piece. So perfect. Moving the city forward is an incredibly good part. Let's do it. Right?
Absolutely.
Hey, we're looking for your questions tonight, and you have trivia.
I do. I actually have trivia. I know we've been a bit sparse on the trivia side of things.
On the trivia when it's just you and me.
But yes, we do. We've got a question here, and if you've been paying attention to the Downtown Development Board's Facebook and Instagram feeds, you will know the answer to this question, which is, when did Harry's Charcoal Broiled open at 891 Talbot Street in St. Thomas?
Well, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah. Is that the time?
No, I'm sure they open then.
Well, I know a lot of people have that down to the minute. Yeah, the year.
Because, I knock on the door at 10, they're going to let you in. Right?
So, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Right. So if you can get the answer to that, you'll be entered in our trivia draw for this next month, which is pretty exciting.
For July.
July.
There's extra weeks in July, so we missed one, but we'll have lots of entrants for our trivia. Right? Yep. So Harry's Charcoal Grill. Excellent place for food. And as you know, I own another hamburger place in town.
I've heard that.
I always love to talk about the other people who are local and doing a great job in our community. So I forwarded this same one today on Facebook too, to recognize Harry's and the hard work he does. They do, right? I guess we should mention Legends today too.
Yeah.
Right? Yesterday was the changeover date, right?
Yeah.
For Andy. And we're
25 years they've been in business in St. Thomas.
He's done the right things for 25 years in that business. Let's hope that the new owners are as good or better and more involved. But Legends, sorry, see Andy go.
Absolutely.
I guess we'll have to go check it out and see how it does.
Definitely. Right? Maybe we should give them like a week or two to
I think the same staff there, so I don't expect too much different. Right. But way to go, Andy, and thank you. On Mayor's Update, we salute you for 25 years of being involved in our community.
All right, we have a winner.
Wow.
This is, oh man, you know what? We have a lot. You know what? So Sharon Montgomery Anderson, she is like the #1 trivia winner.
Yeah. She's like the Jeopardy champ.
So she's snuck in first place this time again. But we also have Ben Nichols like right in there, right behind her at 87. And then we got Deb Longue. So you know what? I'm gonna enter all 3 of them in.
Put all 3 because we missed 1 week. So you're all into the draw for our trivia prizes at the end of July.
Love it. All right.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna enter them in the trivia draw app over here. In the meantime, let's talk a little bit about the events that are coming along.
Oh, you know what the biggest thing is in our life? Nostalgia night.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe I should say Stephanie and Joe's wedding planning.
Yes.
Followed closely by Nostalgia night.
Don't.
I know what's taken up the most of our time. But Nostalgia night's this Saturday, right? On Main Street, on Talbot Street, from Ross Street down to Queso Crossing. A lot of beautiful old cars parked, and using the old lot at the corner of Talbot and Ross as a staging ground for some of those cars, and in front of Van Pelt's. A lot of cars, and as many as we can park on the street too. We know the last couple of years has been a huge event downtown. It is not supposed to start to the public till 4:00. We do tend to use the time between 2 and 4 to get these cars all parked for you.
Yes, we do our best, and it's a bit of
it's a lot of work to keep getting the cars lined up where they would like to be and with the right ones.
So shout out to all the volunteers that are giving their time to do that.
But please, if you're going to come down and watch, come on down fairly early. Get yourself a park on one of our side streets, or perhaps at the Railway Museum, or perhaps wherever you can find a parking spot close enough to be there. But remember, that road will be blocked off. Of course, the downtown is blocked off from Ross Street through to Mondayman still. So, in fact, we'll close the downtown from Ross Street down to Queso Crossing with a few cut across for people to be able to get to, like Boston Pizza or
Food Basics, Queso Station for a wedding.
Leave that available. So be careful as a pedestrian this year. There will not be a complete closure. The road will be blocked off, but people will be able to cut across it to go to their favorite places. So looking forward to seeing you Saturday on our absolutely jammed downtown. Right? And if you want to come early and go shop some of the stores that are in the new closed area, or even in what is now the new opened area, right? Please do. These merchants have had some rough time, right? Starting in March, and now we're into July, and part of it's back open, so that's pretty good. But let's give them all the love we can too. Please.
Help support our downtown merchants.
Yes.
And then we have other events as well. There's Colors on the Beach over in Elgin County at Port Stanley.
Yes, on Port Stanley Beach. And although we're having some trouble with getting the clearance to swim, but the beach itself will be.
I hear there's a bacterial issue.
Yeah, that's what we hear. They
check
the water often, and once they find it, they keep checking it to see if we can clear it so people can swim. So,
and what's funny is that Blog TO, so like the big Toronto blog, they just said, "Oh, this is amazing beach. It's hidden away, hidden gem. Go visit it."
Job of talking
really
about
good promotion.
I read Blog TO too. But
they're all going to come down here, and they're not going to be able to swim.
Well, then they could come to Nostalgia Nights in St. Thomas,
absolutely,
and see what's going on here, right? Yeah.
Because you're going to do Colors on the Beach, and you're not going to be able to go in the water and wash them all off. So you're going to get back in your car.
Right. Well, there's showers there in the washroom.
There'll
be a lineup.
It might be a bit.
But if you have not seen the event, you can purchase packages of color. It's like a dry thing. And it's just kind of a go. And everybody just starts putting color on everybody and everywhere. And it's really quite neat to see. And I'm hoping somebody's videotaping it so we can see it.
Yeah.
Right, too.
And someone will be getting pictures. I know Jeff Ray usually gets out there from hometown
We're
St. Thomas.
Stuck doing this Nostalgia Night. I would love to be down there too. And of course, there would be a lot of people who love to color the mayor, but I'm just not going to be able to. Well, come downtown St. Thomas and see what we can do instead. There'll be a couple free hamburgers for those that just leave me alone.
And the car smash. I mean, really, the car smash.
Take a baseball bat or a sledgehammer to not your car, not my car, to a car that is there for you to release your frustrations.
Yep, and it's sponsored by the Auto Guys.
Auto Guys. I was going to say, the guys that know autos.
Yep. And I believe McGregor's is donating the car.
Yes.
So thank you to them.
And please go give it your best shots. And I think you pay a couple shekels to be able to swing a baseball bat or a sledgehammer
and
at
it'll
this car.
all be donated to Elgin Hospice, is my understanding.
So it's a great fundraiser too. So lots going on. 5 different train rides. They start at 3:00, I think. All right. But if last year's any indication, get there early with your family if you want to ride the train on any of the rides. So run hourly, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess. That type, or every half hour. We'll find out when you get there. But get your tickets for what train ride. And don't be disappointed, because in every year in the last 3 or 4, there's been families that did not make it onto the train.
They're always packed.
Right.
They're always full.
Always packed.
And you can hop in over on Ross Street. So just
Yes.
south of Talbot Street on Ross.
Right.
Is where you'll be able to jump on the train.
Yeah, so kind of behind the fenced-in area that used to be downtown Talbot Mercury, right?
The Ford dealership.
Yeah, back in there. Or where the old Y used to be, if anybody's old enough like me to know where the old YMCA
Did you come here before that was torn down?
No.
Okay.
But I happen to know it was there. I think Steve Peters has told me, because almost all my history comes from Steve.
Well, yeah, he's a great historian.
That's where we get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so what questions do we have about the city of St. Thomas today that the mayor can help with?
We've got a comment from Beth Douglas saying it's great that the weather held off for the seniors picnic.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And Ben Nichols has commented that he screen printed some special shirts for the occasion. I'm assuming that's the Downtown Development Board's
excellent.
Nostalgia Nights. And they're amazing t-shirts. I love them.
All right. Yes.
So thank you, Ben.
I have my
I do too. I'm going to roll it out.
Before Nostalgia Nights t-shirts. And I wonder if it's at the cottage or if it's home. We'll see. But the mayor tends to wear St. Thomas shirts to the event anyway, because he wants people to know who he
represent,
is.
You know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Ben's also saying, did I see outdoor ping pong at Westlake Evans Park? And Ben, you absolutely did. There are 2 wonderful tables. Now, I haven't tried it myself, but
I've not gone over there yet. I mean, I certainly have walked through the park, but I have not gone to get the paddles and go play.
Now, do they have a pool area in that park?
No, it looks like it.
No?
Right.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, JC's pool gets full pretty fast.
Dug there.
Oh, okay.
That some other pieces of equipment are going into, and somebody said that looks like a pool, but no, the park itself. I see, looking out the window from where we are at City Hall, and the flowers are blooming,
it's gorgeous.
And the bushes look good. Yep. We got a couple more pieces to add to the construction, and then we'll do a grand opening for the park.
Very excited. Sure. Is the piano coming anytime soon?
That's the couple of pieces we're waiting on. Okay. Supply issues apparently on pianos too.
Really? There's a run on pianos? Because I know a lot of people that are giving away for free. You just have to be able to take them out of their homes.
Yeah, that's probably not the one you want in the middle of your park. But yeah.
The occasion was at the Legends changeover, Ben is saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, a little sad and a little good. We look forward to growth in our community, but when you see somebody who's been here and given 25 years of his life to a business in downtown, you say thank you. Right?
Absolutely.
And we'll miss you, and come back and visit as soon as you get a couple of days rest.
And hopefully he does a memoir of like all the crazy things he's seen, because like I know some stories.
Of those can't be put.
Well, he should though. He should put them in anyway. I mean, now 25 years. There's like your limited liability on that. So Sharon Montgomery Anderson saying friends in Port said the sign was removed this morning in Port. So that's the E. coli or bacteria that was down there. So that's great. That's fantastic. It'll probably be back now that it's raining again. But
we'll see what happens. Summer does this in this area. When we get those really torrential rainfalls, a lot of wash off from Farmers Field is what is part of the cause, and some of the overflows into Kettle Creek is also the issue. So
absolutely.
Look, nobody wants it to be that way, and everybody's doing their best to move it as quickly as we can, but we'll give you the good words, and keep giving them. Keep watching our local news entities and our health units website.
Absolutely. And Deb saying, do you know why Sunset Pass, the Petro can, is torn up?
Yeah, there's funny. It's construction season here in St. Thomas.
Don't say.
Right. But part of what the next piece that has to get done is that piece of Sunset is being widened, bike lanes and sidewalks. So I think the barrels were put out now to start that level of construction on that piece too. At this moment, the road's not closed. There's ways to go out and around what they're working on, but a real widening and making safer, certainly near Parkside and John Y. School, the area along Sunset itself.
Absolutely. And I know there were a lot of comments that were brought into your customer service line. It's something we've talked about many times on the show before. If you want something to get done in St. Thomas, contact the customer service line,
Right,
and
please.
let them know what you would like. And then it can be added to a spreadsheet. And then they can say, okay, this is something that the citizens actually care about, as opposed to a random one-off,
So customer service at stthomas.ca is the email number. Just go ahead and send your email of anything. And I think probably 4 or 5 times a day now, Grayden, I answer somebody who sends me a comment about the city of St. Thomas. It doesn't matter what it is. This happened on my street. My neighbor's doing this, whatever it is. And so I copy back, and when I reply back to the person who sent me the complaint, I copy customer service. And I say in the response back, thank you for sending me this email, but I've copied customer service back. So let's both wait for what they say is the appropriate action and which department is the more appropriate one to handle what you're suggesting. And it works really well. I get a comment, I get it back each day. I'm sure that the people who have asked customers for service for help get at least a response saying, we've sent this on to so-and-so at Parks or so-and-so at Engineering, and then that they give an answer back as to what needs to be done. I can't promise that every answer you're going to get back is the one you wanted.
And you might not get immediate change. It
No.
might take a year or two and enough requests coming in for it to become an issue that can be dealt with the limited budget that you're dealing with as a city.
Well, and we look hard at safety issues, of course, and talking to Chief Roskamp, the police, we when we hear a lot of the same issues on certain streets from a speed point of view, just to let you know, we probably tell the police and they go put a car out there and really slow the people down, and those types of things do happen. Yes.
Absolutely. Beth August is saying, any news on the empty lots, West End, Talbot, near Grand Central, and next to the Grace Cafe?
The large lot next to Grand Central, where the old Municipal World building was supposed to be, or used to be for years. I think we talked about this one just a couple of weeks ago. 30 years, never had a tenant. It deteriorated. It was bad. So the new owner of that site has got a demolition permit and is now in great talks with our planning department as to what goes next. But I can't give you his secrets until such time as we do give him a building permit to do it. But it is a 2023, 2024 problem.
It's exciting.
Yes.
I've seen some stuff based on the groups I'm a part of, and it's exciting. So
We
stay tuned.
Yeah.
No, it's very good for St. Thomas. Ben Nichols is saying customer service doesn't seem like the right title for the customer service line.
Well, we think it is. And I'll tell you, with my background in customer service, I will agree with you that it probably need a little uptick in what customer service truly was. We continue to work on it. But as I said, sometimes the customer service you're asking for isn't a city responsibility. I had one last week with cutting the grass on the boulevard on some street. Well, that's a property owner's thing, not a right. And if they do let it go too long, we can then go on a tidy lot by lot issue.
Right.
But it takes a while for that we have to go warn them. Right?
And it was their feeling that it was the city's issue, their responsibility to cut that one.
That was likely what they thought going in. Right. But every other road in town, the boulevard's cut by the property owner that fronts that boulevard. So that's where we go. But you're right. We'll continue. I've made it a lifelong mission, as long as I'm mayor, to make our customer service center react, or customer service system react to customer service requests. Right. But as I said, there's certainly going to be some of them that it's not the answer you wanted. It's funny how people say, well, I didn't get customer service. No, you got the response. You got a response telling you why we're doing what in a certain way and when we'll go rebuild that street or when something else might happen. But you're right. We do our best to get back to everybody who responds to customer service, and don't hesitate to go back.
And we had an announcement from the library last week, which is pretty exciting, about hotspots.
Yeah. Wi-Fi hotspots that you can rent from the library.
For free.
Like
a book. You can check it out.
You got to return it back.
3 weeks. Yeah. You got 3 weeks.
Right. So if you were going someplace, I don't know, say camping, you're my tech guy. So if I took this hotspot thing and went to Dalewood Campground, would that give me internet?
Does it?
I don't know. I'm asking. All right. I went to my only tech guy. Yeah. Well,
I don't know how they're doing it. Yeah. I would assume it would. I would assume it's based on a cell signal.
Right. That's what I was thinking. It's using data as the internet. But so it's not hey, you're not going to watch Netflix on it or maybe you can if that's all you're doing.
You probably,
it depends what the
yeah.
Yeah. Great. But at the public library, I'm pointing that way on purpose
it's right
because
there.
it's right outside that window. Right. And lots of parking now. We seem to have really
Is there lots of parking?
Well, we've repaved the street, so
Yep.
all those parking spots are back.
Oh, I can see cars out there.
Westlake Evans Park, there's now a whole
Also
series
lots of
parking
cars
back there.
Yep.
The City Hall parking lot now has all the scaffolding moved out of it that was here when we're
Well, that took a little while.
So that's created 2 or 3 more parking spots.
How many parking spots are we talking about?
Oh, I don't know. That were closed that are now open, a dozen at least. And so
At least, yeah.
you know, so
That's a lot of parking.
I think so. And thank you to all of the hardworking people that, and let's be real, Talbot Street's been closed in front of City Hall, so nobody can park on Talbot Street either. So those cars have been parking in the back parking lots. As the front opens up out here in front of Yurik's is open now, and front of Holy Angels is open now. Those cars are now back on the street.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Adam Montgomery is asking, is there a data limit? If there's anyone from the library watching right now, maybe you can answer that.
Help me.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to know too. I mean, I
can blow through data pretty quickly. I'll tell you that right now.
With you do with your streaming and, filming and droning and
just like do. I mean, and then hard questions, tough questions. Yeah, I can totally look out the window if there's like I don't know, but no, we don't get any really that.
Yeah,
I bring us the tough questions. We're here.
Yeah, what do you got for us? I think Adam asked somebody last night. So, do you think the mayor was out driving the buses, and that's why they're behind schedule? It was a question of why aren't the routes on time or whatever on the bus thing. And again, where you would want to write if you had a discussion complaint.
Well, I've heard customer service is a good place to call.
Go to customer service.
Customer service.
And I know that Voyago, our transit operator, because the city doesn't operate it, we
contract it out.
Also has a customer service line. So between the two, you would think you would get your transit question answered.
Right. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Customer service. Right.
We've got some more events that are coming up here, I think, as well.
On your phone.
Sure. Yeah, this is where I just screen capture as I'm on Facebook.
I just brought the mayor's piece of paper. The old-fashioned
the official
Wendy's pen.
Oh, very nice. Adam Montgomery's asking, are you going to be making any more visits to the library, Joe? For those who don't know,
well, I did.
You did story time for the children.
Yeah, there was another event that I'm trying to figure out when it is, or the next time it is, and that's bring your stuffed animal. And so I'm still checking into that. But I had such a good time at the library that day. I'd like to go back. So if there's anybody from the library watching, and you think maybe we could have the mayor come do that, the mayor will come do that.
Jess wants to bring Lily. She was like, oh shoot, I missed it.
You missed story time. Lily would have had fun.
Lily loves story time.
High-fiving the animals. That
yes.
was the book. It was great.
It's so good. Art, music, summer cocktail lounge at the Art Center in St.Thomas.
Oh, yes.
Very exciting.
Mural on the side of the building.
It's looking good. Yeah. Snuck up there, saw it.
All of a sudden, I'm seeing it online, and I haven't been down there to see it painted in person, like the Jack Rainey on the back of the White Street parking lot. New murals just seem to go up.
Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah. Now, not that this is St. Thomas, but I've been kind of watching online the painting of the Johnny Cash mural on the side of Budweiser Gardens. It's
and June Carter.
I love it. Right?
So,
it's a mural of Johnny asking June to marry him, which he did at the old London Gardens one day when they were playing there. All right. So what a timely mural in London. I like it. Don't talk about London much, but Josh, I don't think you're watching tonight.
Well, I talked to Josh about the show when I was up in London the other day doing an event, and he pretended like he didn't know about it.
Oh, well, he and I talk often on the phone, and we have a regular scheduled call every fourth Monday. And so this was the week where Josh and I talked it was this morning. We talked for about an hour of all the different things he's doing in housing and what we've already got started. And he was quite excited about where we were talking about establishing a Southwestern Ontario Mayor's Group so that we could do it collectively and petition the government or speak to the government about different issues like healthcare or addictions. And so Josh and I've got some pretty neat things that we think we can do together. And certainly regional transit is one of them and continues to be. This art show that's at the Public Arts Center is featuring Jonathan Hayes, Dang Ho, and Laura Wormke, and it's sponsored by Doug Terry Homes and Railway City Tourism. Excellent.
So Mark that on your calendar. July 29th, 9:30 to 11 p.m. Should be a blast. We've got
Yes.
another one, which is the CIBC Run for the Cure, which is on Thursday, July 27th. It's 11 to 4 p.m., starting in the CIBC parking lot, which is over by Southwick and Talbot.
Yes.
We got a question in here.
We got a couple there.
I love it.
Yes.
Adam Montgomery saying, any more news on the VW battery plant? I haven't heard much lately. And Adam, we were talking about this right at the beginning of the show. I think you probably missed that part. We're going to talk fully about it next week.
A whole show to it, probably next week or the week after. We've got great new information we've released to the other surrounding municipalities, and maybe even a site design as to what it would look like and how it looks.
Wait.
All of the above. So stay tuned to next week, and hopefully it's next week when we can share way more information. We think it's becoming more and more common, and construction is starting, so we can certainly talk about it.
And another question is from Ben Nichols. Would St. Thomas consider decreasing speeds on Talbot to 30 kilometers an hour to help make streets safer?
Well, the street, yes, we would consider that. But what we've done with the streets with the bump outs at the corners is made the street where driving fast would be stupid, right? And so most of Talbot Street, specifically in the West End and now in the new construction area, you will drive slower. There is not bike lanes there for on Curtis or on Center Street, but the street itself, it's an optical illusion. It's no narrower than it used to be, but it makes you drive slower because you are in the downtown. I'm not certain why you have to go 100 miles an hour down Talbot Street.
No.
So you're right. Changing speed limits is a little bit tougher, but we're going to have something to talk about in future shows about how another way we're going to reduce speed in town and actually collect some money from the people who don't want to slow down. So we'll have something about that soon.
Absolutely. All right. Now, are we allowed to talk about that last little?
No, that was part of the global investment of the Volkswagen plant. It was just on the same piece of paper I was working on today. Paper off the mayor's desk. Yes.
Love it. All right. Fire questions. We're almost at the end of the show. We have about 3 minutes left. So get them in quickly.
Is that planned for all of Talbot Street? Ben, I think it will be a while before we do any more construction on Talbot Street past Ross Street. This got us through the West End, and now the two sections of Talbot Street up to Ross. That other part is fairly new still. I mean, by fairly new, within the last 20 years, I think. So I think it will be a number of years before we close down Main Street again to do, because of my understanding is the underground stuff, the sewer and water in the next section down is not at all critical. And so we won't have to do anything there. So to answer your question, probably not for a little while. And the merchants in St. Thomas all just went, yay.
Yeah, no, it's hard. And we put it off for several years during COVID just to keep that pressure off.
Right. And then after COVID, because COVID had really hurt the businesses too, another year of let's not do the construction. And then, this year. And as you saw with some of the underground, it was important that we did get it done.
It's better that than a car going down inside the sewer and having a little waterway of its own. We're not Venice.
But we could film a good action movie if it happened, right?
You could. Remember when they were filming the action movie and the people were jumping off of the bridge down in Port Stanley?
Yeah, the old King George.
Yeah. So cool. I love those things. I love watching shows and seeing the little bits and pieces of our local areas that are featured.
Yeah.
Lock and Key is another one that was filmed down in Port Stanley, and of course, the feature that is on the Apple Network at the Psych Hospital. And The Boys, the Amazon hit show, that was at the Psych Hospital.
Were done here at our Psych Hospital, at the Psych Hospital, not ours, in Central Elgin.
Central Elgin.
I like to. Had a long conversation with Andrew Sloan, the mayor of Central Elgin today. And
very good.
He and I are really working on a number of things together. So let's hope all that continues.
And we had a comment from Alan Weatherall saying that, we should really get more people in, and we absolutely should. I think my request would be that, if you can help out with that, we have a Patreon for established media. And if you could sign in for that and you could help add a little budget to taking the time to set all those up.
There is that would help Mayor's Update be fancier. We'd
maybe get some T-shirts
for the show and
buy some T-shirts for Mayor's Update eventually.
Well, we could do
because this show is funded by the public.
Yeah. So we love doing it. We're in
Mhm.
the past 4 years now of talking about all things St. Thomas, and there was a couple of years there where it was every night. But
Yeah.
but we think this is the right way to go.
Yeah. So I'm going to pop in that Patreon link because I always forget to mention it. We get so busy on the show. I'm like, okay. And then I said, we really do have to get Patreon. And like, honestly, if, we've 1 to 2,000 viewers on average. And if we get like 500 people to donate $1, that would give me enough to like
up our ability to do way more things. And we maybe have to pay rent to the city for using the council
for this,
chambers.
Yeah. Totally. Okay. You know what? I could
and
talk
the internet
to percentages
each Wednesday night.
Yes. John Millis. All right. Event coming up on Sunday. He's going to be playing at K Divin.
Oh, yes. I saw he's
Sunday 1 to 4.
K Divin,
which is fantastic. Thank you, John. This is what we need. More people coming on, letting us know their events.
Look what else is happening. There was a couple of other questions there. I see so much construction. There's other construction happening this year. I think Wilson Ave is now starting. And somebody mentioned the Sunset piece where the new sidewalk, we'd hope to finish the majority of that before high school and school goes back in September. That piece along Sunset.
There's pumping stations that are also going in along Sunset. You'll see it at Barry Park, VA Barry, and then you'll also see it up on the way up to Lyndhurst.
Yeah. You remember last year when we closed Sunset, we got all the pipe underground and everything. This year we're doing the pumping stations because they're off the drive surface of the road. So they'll be done this year so that water and sewer is available to the new northwest section of St. Thomas. So those are the biggest construction pieces going on still. Talbot Street, of course, was the largest project this year. And then I don't imagine Sunset's such a small project either. It's a lot to be done because it was a shoulderless road without a sidewalk on one side. And so you have to make it the right number of lanes wide with bike lanes plus sidewalks. It will be a far safer place for anybody, including young children, to walk next year to school.
Totally. And I was
intent.
Talking with some other folks about Wonderland and how like it'd be great if eventually Elgin County decided to put bike lanes on the side of Wonderland that goes up to London, because London brought bike lanes down. But where London's border on Wonderland ends, so do the bike lanes.
It's a scary thing I've watched that. I'm not sure, and I want to ride a bike through that, what's called the bike lane, because I get that cars are supposed to know.
Allegedly, they're supposed to know.
Allegedly, don't run over the bike lane, but
leave a meter or 3 meters or whatever it is.
So when we noticed here downtown St. Thomas, there was not enough space without ripping down buildings in order to put bike lanes on Talbot Street. We've put an extra effort to put bike lanes on the outside of downtown, Curtis Street and Center Street, for safety. Less traffic around those streets, and there's a wide bike lane on Center Street. So that's a better way to get if you're going downtown, go out 1 block, go down to where you have to, and then come back into downtown is the safe way for it to do. So the question was, will the bike lanes be separated? Not on Talbot. There will not be bike
Sunset.
Lanes. But on Sunset, there will be, much like we've done in other places, there'll be side of road still, or they may be paved path just off the road. But yes, there'll be a very safe bike lane that way. Yes.
Will people be able to park in them?
No. If it is a bike lane, there's almost always 100% no parking where there's a bike lane, because then what does the bike do? It has to swerve out into traffic to not carry on. But you get this. Somebody stops and says, I'm just running into the store for a minute. No, you're endangering other people's mode of transportation lives. So let's not do it that way.
I think I saw it was in New York or something that somebody commented, like they said, there's people are parking the bike lanes, and someone was like, oh, you're just like find a way through. And so the person crashes into every single car that's
or I've seen people be very mad about the cars stopped on bike lanes. So
bikes would be safer with 30 kilometers per hour.
I guess they'd be safe if there was no cars, but that's not our intent either. So look, we have to have all methods of transportation living with each other. The one thing you have in St. Thomas is some 40 kilometers of paved trails that aren't street. So riding your bike from one area of town to another is usually quite safe unless you're crossing a major thoroughfare. We've also put up lighted crosswalks at almost every one of those where the trail meets a busy road. I'm thinking of Wellington Street.
Elm has it.
Right. So that's our method, is to try and keep bikes off the road and onto trails, and people walking off the road and onto trails, and give them an easy way to pass over busy streets where they're recognized that will be happening at that place. So certainly the Whistle Stop Trail runs all the way out past Parkside from downtown and even past downtown. We've got so many different trails everywhere. We are looking, as our community grows, to design the trails before the roads.
Perfect.
As we build new subdivisions, or even as we were talking about the Volkswagen plant, we're already talking about where the trails can be for people to be able to get to the site without a car. And so we're already working hard on making sure that happens.
Absolutely. And John Mills is saying, also, I'm sure you talked about it last week, but I want to mention I really enjoyed the Canada Day celebration this year. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, John. And we did. And thank you for being there for us. We had a great time singing along. I know I didn't drown you out. It was perfect. I sang very low. But what a great,
such a talented musician
day it was. And I was just out there tonight before I came here. And of course, thousands of people. I want to say more than 1,000, but of different ages playing soccer out there tonight.
Lily's already playing soccer on Saturdays.
Oh, it is just, it was
fantastic.
Great to stand there and somebody's, the turf field is being used by a couple of really up groups, and then all the different ages, and just wandering around me. And I said, I've got to go do Mayor's update. And that's why we're a little late tonight. The Mayor will take right. No. I had to be out at One Password Park to see what was going on. And
sometimes city events take precedence. You got to get them done.
At least we get to talk about them after.
That's right. Yes. Speaking on trails, is there a plan for the end of the walking path going in with the Tiny Hope project?
Yeah, we expect to put trails straight through there all the way over when that project is done. And some of this stuff can't be done at the same time. Obviously, we've got to finish the home building, but we have planned the route. I know that Councillor Peters was certain that we were talking about that piece. So.
Very good. All right, we're a little bit over our time. We should probably get running.
Okay.
But really appreciate the dialogue tonight. Thanks for all the questions.
Lots of good questions too. And this is what we want Mayor's Update to be: an open forum for you to ask St. Thomas questions.
Absolutely, because without you, we can't do it, and there's no point.
Right.
So it all rests on your shoulders to join us.
Right. Yeah, without you, Grayden and I would just sit here and tell jokes. They're not good.
They're
dad jokes.
Yeah. I enjoy them, but my taste is questionable, as I've been told. Yes. So my
humor is questionable. That's for certain.
Anyway, Mayor, thank you so much for joining us every week.
Again, we'll see you all next Wednesday at 6:30.